Cars are an absolute staple for modern families, which means almost every driver has been there. A careless scrape in the parking lot, a door ding, or a stray rock on the highway leaving a shallow dent on your car's body. Faced with these minor blemishes, which don't affect safety but absolutely ruin the aesthetics, most people's first instinct is to pull into the nearest auto body shop. But based on my research, the average cost to fix a standard door ding in the United States auto repair market ranges from $600 to $1,200, averaging out to nearly $800. To fix a single dent, you're not just coughing up serious cash, you also have to leave your car at the shop for days, making getting around a total headache. But did you know that the fix you're paying a premium for can actually be solved for just $3? You can find what you need right on the shelves of any standard hardware store or auto parts shop nationwide. It requires no professional tools, no complex skills, and no agonizing wait times. You can achieve near professional results right in your own garage in just a matter of minutes. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jared Min. Every day, I'm here exposing the everyday secrets they don't want you to know. Today's collision repair industry is no longer a traditional service sector built on craftsmanship and skill. It's a highly mature, closed-loop commercial machine heavily reliant on regulatory barriers. According to data released jointly by the American auto repair and insurance industries, the collision and cosmetic repair market holds steady at around $42 billion annually. Behind this massive figure is a complex web of repair shops, certified technicians, insurance appraisal systems, parts suppliers, and regulatory bodies. Many people mistakenly believe these exorbitant prices cover state-of-the-art equipment, specialized techniques, or premium materials. But if we break down the most common dent repair process, the truth becomes glaringly obvious. When a car rolls into a shop for a minor dent, the technician actually uses very few materials: body filler, a few grades of sandpaper, primer, and a bit of clear coat. The real cost of these materials is shockingly low. Body filler runs about $4, sandpaper is $2, and primer plus a splash of paint is around $3. Total up, the actual material cost for a standard dent repair rarely exceeds $9. Yet, the invoice handed to the car owner magically jumps from $9 to anywhere between $600 and $1,200. Taking the $800 average, that's an 8,700% markup on raw materials. Even factoring in labor, overhead, and equipment depreciation, the profit margin blows most legal industries out of the water. It's a textbook example of modern commercial price gouging. How has such a staggering profit margin survived for so long? The answer isn't a lack of competition. It's a calculated business plan put into motion decades ago. Starting in the late 1950s, the United States auto repair industry lobbied aggressively to push states to establish strict licensing systems for repairs. The law dictated that anyone doing collision repair needed an official certification, and shops had to meet rigid standards for space, equipment, and staffing. Meanwhile, insurance companies deeply integrated themselves into this pricing matrix, giving priority to certified shops. If a regular car owner fixed it themselves, getting an insurance payout became nearly impossible. Most people think body filler is just some cheap modern invention, but its origins are actually legendary. It was first used in one of the most demanding environments in industrial history, World War II military aircraft manufacturing. The technology was born in 1943 at the Willow Run Bomber Plant in Michigan, which mass-produced B-24 Liberator bombers. On the high-speed assembly lines, stamped aluminum fuselage panels often came out with minor dents, warping, and creases. Standard military protocol at the time required engineers to weld reinforcing steel plates over the dents. However, this added weight compromised the structural integrity of the aluminum and could even cause metal fatigue cracks during flight, seriously threatening the bomber's safety and slowing down production. In wartime, every second of delay could impact the front lines, so the factory desperately needed a lighter, faster, and safer way to make repairs. The turning point came from an ordinary mechanic named Frank Staff. One afternoon, he found a forgotten can of polyester resin filler in a chemical cabinet in the paint shop. This compound was originally meant for industrial sealing, not aircraft repair. On a whim, Staff used a putty knife to spread the gray paste over a dent on a wing panel, cured it under a heat lamp, and sanded it smooth. The results were mind-blowing. The dent vanished, the repaired area blended seamlessly with the fuselage, Virtually no weight was added, and structural strength remained completely intact. Crucially, this filler didn't just sit on the surface. It chemically bonded with the bare aluminum at a molecular level, creating a stable, true structural fill. The United States Army Air Forces quickly recognized the value of this technology, adding it to official technical manuals and rolling it out to factories and battlefields worldwide. It became an unsung but vital secret weapon in the World War II aviation industry. After the war ended in 1945, hundreds of thousands of defense technicians went home. Many aircraft mechanics brought this polyester resin formula back to the civilian world, using it to fix car dents in their driveways and garages with incredibly low costs and fantastic results. In 1954, a company in Atlanta called Bondo saw the market potential and began mass-producing standard body filler for regular consumers, selling it for just $1.65 a can. Overnight, American car owners started fixing their own dings, and traditional auto shops saw their volume and profits take a massive hit. To stop this grassroots tech from dismantling their lucrative business, auto repair associations and interest groups went on the offensive. Through licensing regulations, insurance rules, and industry propaganda, they systematically marginalized this cheap, effective solution, ultimately building the technological blockade that exists today. A practical technique born in wartime to serve national industry was slowly rebranded as an unprofessional, unsafe, and inferior do-it-yourself hack simply because it threatened a massive industry's bottom line. The truly expensive part was never the material itself. It was the entire system of rules designed to stop you from using it. The auto repair industry has long fed the public a specific narrative that using cheap filler for do-it-yourself dent repair compromises structural integrity, causes cracking, invites rust, and even endangers driving safety. But from a modern material science perspective, these claims are either highly biased or deliberately misleading. Back in the 1960s, DuPont's chemical labs ran systematic mechanical tests on catalyzed polyester body fillers. The data show that, when mixed with the correct ratio of hardener, the tensile adhesion strength between the filler and bare steel exceeded 4,000 pounds per square inch. This is actually stronger than the factory spot welds holding the door panels to the frame on many cars. Unlike regular wall spackle that just sits on top, high-quality auto body filler cross-links molecularly with the oxidation layer of the metal. It forms a dense, stable, permanent chemical bond that won't flake off over time, won't crack massively from temperature changes, and won't delaminate from minor vibrations. Entering the 21st century, body filler tech absorbed aerospace advancements, evolving into a lighter, stronger, and more user-friendly product. Modern lightweight body fillers universally use hollow glass microsphere technology, cutting the overall weight by about 60% compared to traditional fillers, boosting sanding efficiency by 40%, and increasing moisture and corrosion resistance roughly threefold. It's incredibly easy for the average person to work with. In 2021, an American Automotive Research Institute released an independent testing report on consumer-grade repair materials. Researchers created artificial dents in standard steel panels, fixed them with cheap store-bought filler, and ran them through impact, tensile, and salt spray tests. The results? The properly repaired areas actually scored about 14% higher in impact energy absorption than the undamaged factory steel. This means a proper filler repair doesn't weaken the car's structure. It actually slightly reinforces the localized area. Now, to be completely objective, filler repair is strictly for shallow dents, cosmetic damage without structural failure, and areas with no sharp creases or torn metal. For major collisions resulting in bent frames, twisted pillars, or torn panels, you absolutely need professional equipment and certified technicians for alignment. But those extreme cases make up a tiny fraction of everyday driving. The vast majority of scrapes and shallow dents drivers encounter fall perfectly into the low-cost repair category. The real reason the auto repair industry hides these scientific facts is to maintain a mystique of professionalism, making car owners willing to foot astronomical bills. Once you understand the science behind the materials, it clicks. Of that $800 you're paying, less than $10 goes toward materials. The rest is just a premium on monopolized information. Rather than paying extortionate shop fees and wasting days without your car, you can do it yourself. For just a few dollars and maybe 20 minutes of your time, you can pull off a pro-level dent repair. Below is a streamlined, beginner-friendly process that requires zero professional tools and zero experience. Just follow these steps, and you'll get a flat, factory-like finish. Critical safety warning. Before you set out to save that hefty repair bill, you must remember these absolute safety baselines. Protect your eyes. The hardener in the filler is highly corrosive. You must wear fully enclosed safety goggles when squeezing and mixing it. Do not gamble with your eyesight. Ventilation and masks. The chemical reaction releases irritating, toxic fumes, and the sanding process creates microscopic fiberglass dust. You must do this outdoors or in a garage with the door wide open and strictly wear an N95 or P100 respirator. Don't let your lungs become a vacuum cleaner. Gloves. Wear nitrile gloves the entire time to protect your skin from chemicals and prevent the oils on your fingers from ruining the filler's adhesion to the metal. Fire hazard. Mixing filler creates a violent exothermic reaction. Only mix a golf ball-sized amount at a time. Any hot, leftover filler must be placed on a concrete floor until it cools completely into a hard block before tossing it. Never throw hot filler into a trash can with paper, or you risk starting a fire. The materials. First, you can grab all your materials at a local hardware store, auto parts shop, or online, with total costs running just $3 to $5, lightweight auto body filler, 80 grit, 150 grit, and 320 grit adhesive-backed sandpaper. A clean plastic spreader, alcohol prep pads, and soapy water. Disposable gloves. If you want a flawlessly flat finish, grab a $4 can of black guide coat spray, a cheap secret weapon used by the pros. Got your materials? Let's dive into the fix. Step 1. Cleaning and surface prep. Wash the dented area thoroughly with soapy water to remove grease, dust, car wax, and road tar, then dry it completely. If the original paint is intact, with no cracking or peeling, you can apply the filler directly over the clear coat. If the paint is chipped, peeling, or rusted, use 80 grit sandpaper to gently sand it down to shiny, clean, bare metal. Finally, wipe it down with an alcohol pad to ensure zero oil residue remains. Step 2. Mixing the filler. On a clean piece of cardboard or plastic, squeeze out a golf ball-sized amount of filler. Add the liquid hardener according to the ratio on the tube and mix it quickly and thoroughly. Once mixed, the curing process starts instantly, giving you a working window of only 3 to 5 minutes. Don't mix too much at once, mix as you go. Step 3. Spreading the filler. Using your flexible plastic spreader at a roughly 45-degree angle, apply a thin, even layer of filler over the dent. Spread it so it sits slightly higher than the surrounding paint to leave room for sanding. Do not pile it on thickly in one go. Thick layers create internal stress during curing, which leads to cracking later. Multiple thin layers are infinitely better than one thick glob. Step 4. Curing time. Filler cures fastest and most stably in temperatures between 70 degrees Fahrenheit and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. In colder winter weather, you can use a small space heater nearby to warm the area, but never bake it directly with high heat, or the surface will scorch hard while the inside remains wet. Usually, after 15 to 20 minutes, you can gently press it with your fingernail. If it feels rock hard and leaves no indent, it's fully cured. Step 5. Sanding and leveling. Start with 150 grit sandpaper on a sanding block to knock down the high spots until the patch is roughly level with the surrounding body. Then, switch to fine 320 grit sandpaper to smooth it out perfectly. Run the palm of your hand lightly over the surface. If it feels completely flush, with no ridges or steps, you're good. Step 6. The guide coat method. If you want a body shop level flat finish, lightly mist a thin layer of black guide coat spray over the area before you do your final sanding. As you sand, the black paint on the high spots will sand away first, while the low spots will stay black. When the very last trace of black disappears, it means your surface is absolutely dead flush with the factory panel. This trick eliminates visual guesswork and lets anyone achieve a perfectly flat finish. Step 7. Painting and finishing touches. Wipe away the sanding dust and spray a thin coat of primer. Once the primer is dry, spray on your car's exact color-matched touch-up paint. For inconspicuous areas, you can even just fill and sand without painting. Unless someone looks closely, they'll barely notice the repair. From start to finish, a seasoned do-it-yourselfer can do this in 15 minutes, and even a total beginner can knock it out in 20 to 30. It costs under $5, yet the results will satisfy the vast majority of everyday driving scenarios. A car is meant to be a tool that serves you, not a vessel for generating anxiety and consumer traps. The reason auto dent repair morphed into an $800 industry scam isn't because the tech is complex, it's because certain people don't want you to know the simple truth. By sharing this $3 fix, the goal isn't to tell you to boycott professional auto shops entirely, but to break a long-standing monopoly on information. Serious structural damage absolutely must go to the pros, but minor cosmetic dents? You can absolutely handle those yourself. Industry stats show that over 70% of the money American car owners spend on cosmetic dent repair falls into the category of cheap, easy, do-it-yourself fixes. That means tens of billions of dollars in repair costs could be completely avoided. But again, if your car has taken serious damage, please take it to a professional auto body shop. That's all for today's video. See you next time.